Welcome back to the Capitol Meet, and welcome back, Keith Fustel. Mr.
Yes.
Del Mar, how was closing weekend?
It was very good at Del Mar. Yeah, a little bit of a last second move, but
Yeah.
was able to get out there safe and sound. Very busy. The racing was good.
Racing
And
was great.
I mean, how was Kentucky Downs?
Kentucky Downs
Yeah.
was great. It was a great experience there. Excellent racing. A great, good time had by all.
I expect you to nail every turf race here, okay? If you're not, all set to just take on any turf race here in the future and just dole out some winners.
We'll see.
I'm going to be upset with you.
We'll
if you
see.
don't.
Well, hey, that's part of our game, but we'll see what happens there. I've gotten it was again good experience over there, but we've got some, looking at this card, Keith. At first glance, I was like, oh, but then this is a great handicapping card.
It's the whole weekend,
Yes.
and we've got Dan Illman in tomorrow to look at that car. We've got some stakes, but we've got an abundance of opportunities from a betting standpoint. I stopped up and talked to Dave a little bit before the show. Dave Robin, who did a great job. Emily Fuster stepped in, and appreciate them for their help on kind of short notice with everything. But yeah, I mean, he's like, the inscrutable kind of cards when you're looking ahead to this weekend. So bear with us. I think I'm going to just spread around, key a couple horses. You know how I kind of like to do things, get some prices, use them in exactas top and bottom. But, I love the opportunities that are going to present itself. I know Dan's going to have some good information tomorrow. 3 stakes on tomorrow's 11-race card, the All Along the Polynesian and the Sensible Lady. So we're set up, ready to roll, just kind of getting back on the bike today.
We are. Clouds in the sky, so it makes it kind of a really nice day for runners here today. 75, slow winds here. Track is fast, and that turf is nice and firm and green here on the lovely Laurel lawn as we kick off that early pick 5 here in this first leg, claiming 12-5 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Keith, you and I both go with the number 6, Box and Ben, and let's go ahead and take a look at exactly why in that last effort. Daniel McKenzie, Javian Toledo gets the call.
Yeah, dive in early. Pick 5. Our pick 5's here, 12% takeout. How about Rodman? The Rod Dog gave out a pick 5. I think it was close to 4,800. Might have been a touch over that.
There we go.
But a phenomenal play there for Dave, I believe, on a $27 ticket. Box and Ben, man, it's been a while. He's 2 for 23, but you know what? He's in the best form of his life right now. Had a little trouble, a little jostling into the first turn at Timonium this particular afternoon, but tracked a very quick pace. Liked the way he ran away and hit from that field, kept to a drive. We've got Toledo today. The 2-back try, yes, beaten favorite, but again, like Mike came back to run well. Lots of speed in here. He's showing that rating gear. I think Toledo will get this one relaxed just off the pace pounce, and he's seeming to find a way now to follow through. I think the 2 Bold Honor is a horse. It's been a victim of some tougher trips. Against the grain his last 3, no reason whatsoever that this guy's not be able to kind of watch that speed go, save ground, and work a trip from mid-turn to rally into it. 6-2, 7-3. I like the way Big Daddy's Boy closed into that lone speed. When Dream River got it done at Timonium, Dream River was just chewed up in a really, really brisk pace last time. He could be the speed of the speed. You got to pay attention. That's taking advantage of the conditions. 5-time winner here against a lot of these that haven't won 3.
There we go. 6-2-7-3 for Keith Fustel there in race number 1. Race number 2 starts your early pick for Keith. Let's go ahead. Take a look at what you've got going on. Like you said, you key in around a couple of horses, but a little bit of a spreadarama.
It is. You have to do it here. 3-5-8, 3 horses to get you started. Rye Smile going to take a slew of play here for Brittany Russell. I also like Romantic Story for Team Frock as a price, turning back in distance from prior turf tries. And the 8, Ask Not What You Can Do for Trombetta. We'll talk about that one as well. 2 deep in the 3rd. Last second, Louis. Car Ride trying to beat Amani's Tiger. That 7-5 morning line favorite will be shorter than that now with those couple scratches. I think we'll get down around that even money range. Race 4, 2 deep as well. I think these are the 2, Perpetual Praise and Sapphire Beauty. Wrap it up a spread. Race 5, if you could hit the all button, please go ahead and do so. Grab a friend. 2, 4, 6, 7 for me for a $24 early pick 4 ticket.
There we go. Keith Fustel delivering there, always dependable with his early pick 4 tickets. Thank you, Keith. As we go ahead to that first leg here on the turf, going and a claiming 30,000 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 2, going 5.5 here. Second wire finish. Scratches in the 10 and the 12. Keith, you go with the number 5 on top. Romantic Story, as you mentioned here. Charlie Frock, Tori Alba here.
Again, another race with some speed. Inner Cup's very quick from the inside, moves outside, inside from those couple tries at Penn National. A little drop. I think she could take this field quite a ways, even with getting a little pressure. But to her outside is Lena Manata. TC Nay, I don't think necessarily needs the lead. Can rate and go into it, but there's going to be pace in here to target. Romantic Story shortening up in distance off the prior turf tries. Failed try over Timonium on the main track. But I like that sneaky middle move from a wide post position. Faced the right kind recently on the turf. Some horses that have held form. Torrealba will be able to kind of drop in, save a little bit of ground. It's going to need to be a well-timed run, but at the price I think we're going to get, that 6, 8, 10 to 1 range, worth a shot here in race number 2. Rye Smile Video Spotlight. I think she's really kind of taken to being rated back a little bit further off the pace when, she was able to kind of get it done close. But I like this effort last time out. Shared Authority went out there whistling on the front end, alone speed, clear. This horse, she kind of gets stymied a little bit. Coming in the mid-stretch, has to pause just a touch. Outer flow horse, Molly Tapper, is going to be able to get the clear run. When she shifts out, she continues on well. She switches over to her left lead very, very late. But I thought sustained quite well after that little hesitation. We'll target the speed here with Lynch. Has, got the right kind of run out of this filly.
Absolutely. 5-3-8-1. You also go with Ask What You Can Do. Trombetta, Caramanos, who are gearing up, both of them. I like a horse later on the card, but it looks good here today.
Second off of a really long break and was out of condition in a 3 in life at Colonial. Comes back to the 2 in life here today against these fillies and mares, and I thought worked out a very good trip from the inside. Had a seam open, kind of ground through it, but might have a little sharper punch here with the condition. Back to a 2 in life, second off the break. Little protect move here in for the 30 as opposed to the 16 down at Colonial. I'll throw one more long shot in there, Hateful. It's kind of a filly I've always chased. The 2-back try, Vet Void on the dirt. 4 furlongs at Timonium, too short. But first time on the turf, there is some family there. Corrales at a price. Don't be afraid to use that one underneath in your exactus.
5-3-8-1 for Keith Fusel there in race number 2. We carry on to race number 3, and we're back on the dirt here in a claiming 12-5 for the 3-year-olds, which have never won 2, going 1 mile and 16 on the dirt. Scratches in the 1 and the 6. Keith, you go with the number 4 Car Ride here for Carlos Mencia, Xavier Perez.
I like these horses off the ease comment. No interest whatsoever at Timonium. Something went amiss. It was 20 to 1 Bandcamp. Been running in the 90s, so I'll give a pass to that race. Got the tightener though. Got the endurance set up. I think at the mile and a 16th can get forward enough. Now there's not a slew of influence on the bottom side from a breeding standpoint, but top side, Candy Ride. Obviously they can go and go and go. So Car Ride, I think this horse is going to get position and grind it out. That was a really good try going 7/8 a few races back on the page. Last Second Louis will go to video spotlight for this one. Out of that race with Amani's Tiger. Last Second Louis, very game when running second on August the 18th at the 1-turn mile. Going to go 2 turns here, and I think this is a little better opportunity even. You can use that speed to the advantage when you're looking at this field. Yeah, maybe Amani's Tiger is going to go ahead and go. Doesn't want him to get too far away. But Last Second Louis didn't have things easy on the front end at this race at a mile. 23-4, 47-3. Took that pressure. Had every right to just kind of get tired, but did not. This is the pressure into the turn. Shows a lot of heart. Stayed inside late. Is actually going to outfinish Amani's Tiger for second. So Amani's Tiger right here off to the left lead. It's not visually what I really want to see. I love the heart here from Last Second Louis. So let's see if he can pop to the front and go a long way. Car Ride slide up there, maybe spy that speed if they get engaged from the 3/8 pole.
4-2-5-7 for Keith Fusel there in race number 3. Race number 4, we stay on the dirt in a claiming 75, going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the girls, 3 and up. This one, we both land on Perpetual Praise, Brittany Russell and Javian Toledo.
Yeah, first-time trainer angle, 30%. The ROI is under a deuce, but you know what we're talking about. Gets the condition here out of the open 12-5 at Saratoga. Was kind of caught in between and then behind some horses, a little bit flat. She's shown speed in the past. I think they're going to be aggressive from the rail if it's a good break. Try to go ahead and take this field wire to wire. Out of that race last time out at Saratoga. Second place finisher, ran a bang-up race on the Rays with a 71 buyer. So, yeah, she's going to be on or near the lead. I think Sapphire Beauty, you got to really pay attention to this. this one, we see this race pretty much the same. Would not surprise me if the 6 got it done. I
I
really like
agree.
to try 2 back. She might be able to sit there and dog the speed and continue on past. So holding very good form here for the Frog. So 1-6-5-2 for me.
There we go. Let's go ahead to race number 5. Starts that rainbow pick 6 here. Let's take a look at my ticket and what we've got going on. So while you go wide on your ticket, Keith, I go a little bit short and I go different. I go with the 7 and the 8. I go with the Carrie Bryan special here. I will have a 6 on the Rudolph Brissett horse coming up. Race number 6 is where I go wide. I think that I go with my top selections there, but the 1 could be sneaky on that inside for Miguel Vera, especially with the weight off. So it really, a lot of these horses are very, splitting hair trip dependent types, and then you might get this inside speed that just rolls on with it. So race number 7, I go 2 deep with the 2 and the 6. I wanted to single in on the number 6, but then the 2, who now gets the rail. 4 for 9 with win with his second time starters with the Stallion. So 44% as of off a short sampling, but short but mighty. It's a great start for that Stallion.
Good stat, yeah.
So race number 8, 5 and 12, Independence Way. Audibly, I like the 12 that just doesn't draw in, but we do have some. We'll touch on that in a bit. Race number 9, 1-8-2-4. I do, in fact, scratch the 2 in that race, so we'll get that updated ticket for you a little bit later. And I single on the 10. So now with the scratch of the 2, you might want to go a little bit wider. In that, I take a stab on that 10 for the dramatic last leg of the single. So for $24, we'll get to that in just a touch, but let's get back to the meat of what's going on with our card that starts this rainbow pick 6 here in this maiden claiming 12.56 furlongs on the dirt. Straight 2-year-old, scratch in the 3. Keith, you go with the number 6. You have a nice little stat for us here for Edelweiss, Rudolph Brissett, Sheldon Russell.
We're going to start singing Edelweiss.
I love that song.
Right,
I do. I love it.
Rudy Brissett, I'm like looking at this race. I'm like, at first I'm going to toss this horse. Then I look a little bit further, and I'm like, something's up. This horse comes up here. We got Sheldon. Maybe he's just going to leave this horse here by Ghost Up. A $385,000 purchase in for 31st out. That doesn't speak volumes. That's not good news. But blinkers on, second out. It's a good stat. 4 for 11, 36%, 7 for 11 the money last 3 years on the dirt for this trainer with an ROI of 363. And I went back and watched the rerun at Ellis. A little fidgety right before the gate sprung.
Okay.
Broke slow, was climbing, might not have liked the surface, comes back. Decent recent work, comes in here. All or nothing is what I would say. You hear me use that all the time. But Edelweiss, yes.
It is.
If this guy runs second, I'll just be shocked. I think if he's going to run, he's going to run up towards the front and get it done. Flatbed Ford, Amy Smith, third time out. A little bit of a drop here for this son of Done Talking. The last 2 years on the dirt, smaller sample, 2 for 13, but 7 for 13 in the money with the 2-year-olds maiden claiming variety in their third career start. I thought this horse ran sneaky good in debut. Was flat, speed kind of carry, just never got involved last time. I'm going to give that one more shot. And, man, you're taking 3-1 in a race, which is his most recent buyer, 20. And so there's not a lot to go on and trust in race 5. I'm going to trust in that stat. Burning money, blinkers going on. Didn't really take any money up at Saratoga, but flashed a little bit of speed. Might be out towards the front. So 6-2-4-7. Linda Albert, yes, I will toss that one as well. Barn I always respect. Little surface change. There's some dirt victories in the family. Take a shot, but man, if it's not Edelweiss, I don't know who it is, really.
We'll be right back after this commercial break for the rest of Friday's Tricky Card. And thank you for joining us and coming back here. Race number 6 starts that Jackpot Super High 5, of course, and a proper Jackpot Super High 5 it is here on the turf. In this allowance going 1 mile and 16th for the girls, 3 and up. Scratches in the 2, 4, 5, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. So 13 does run. I bring that one into my mix. You go with the number 6 in Next Girl. This is going to be in the barn of Robbie Bales. Tori Alba gets the call, looking for a second win coming off of that off-the-turf event.
I was a little disappointed, Kellen. We got that later scratch of Union Suit. I thought was going to take play. Had enough speed to be a presence to maybe make that earlier move into the 1 payout ratio, who I think is going to go right to the front. Let's see if she can carry that Delaware form to Laurel. But she's definitely going to be the one to catch. Now I need like a horse like Major Houlihan to put on a little bit of pressure to that one. But I think Next Girl, she's just thriving right now. I love the strides that she's made recently. That race 2 back, better than what it looks, and she really hasn't had a ton of flow, especially in that race. I remember that, and caught wide every step of the way. Getting a chance with some of these scratches to go in and save some ground. Tori Alba works out the trip, and she was impressive off the turf last time. Look at my short comment, mild drive. Okay.
Did it easy.
So, she did it easy, and she's got still payout ratio going to go out there. Shine on Moon, Major Houlihan. I'm going to need a little bit of help here now with the scratch of the 5. So from the 3/8, if the 1's cruising, she just might be gone. She's just in really good form right now.
And let's talk about the number 11 on the outside that you have in Atlas Strong.
Yeah.
Tim Woolley, Jaron Barbosa. I know this horse is going to be coming in looking good. I always love the way Tim Woolley's horses look coming into the paddock, so I'm excited to see this one run.
We know the family was there. We took a shot on June 23rd at 14-1 and just really didn't fire whatsoever.
Right.
Came back, pulls the 9-1 upset in the state sired A other than, and then not bad last time out at Delaware. Not the easiest course to close a ton of ground. This horse was willingly enough, so the victory over this course, the ability to get the distance, might be hampered by some lack of flow, but I'm going to toss in there. Like I say, the road goes through the 1 now. I'm going to stay with what I got. And again, box these picks.
Yes.
I like Next Girl as a price shot.
Absolutely. 6-11-9-1 there for Keith Fusel in race number 6. Let's go ahead to race number 7 in a maiden special weight, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for these straight 2-year-old fillies. Scratch in the inside horse, Illuma Trice. You go with the number 8 on the outside. It's a monster mash for Jerry Robb. Xavier Perez coming over from Timonium.
Another little bit of a scramble here, Callie.
Yeah,
I tell you, it's a monster mash off a little break. The key race in debut. Last time out, just ran into a buzzsaw. Malibu Huge. That was the Todd Beatty first-time starter.
Yep.
Broke sharp, cleared off, and went 45-2 in their 2-year-old debut over there and did it nicely. But It's a Monster Mash had a little excuse. She broke in where she kind of bounced around with another rival. She got Poe inside, worked outward. I like the way she finished up the last 16th of a mile and then on the gallop out. She's, 6 winning siblings in the family. Obviously, came to Annis Bandit. Bandit's were really good quality horses. I like the move with this post moving further out. She's proven speed. I think she'll be fine at the 6 furlong. She's into it early, and I believe stays around 8-4-6-2. Nick's Notion, there you go at a big 30-1 morning in the line. I like that tightener. Yeah, off an 8 buyer at Timonium, but it was better. Settled well back. Late breaking blinkers on, wasn't on the first cut. Finished up. Family not the strongest, but I like the willingness and the gallop out for Nick's Notion at the Big T. It was all right. So we'll see. Maybe a little bit of reach, but a 30-1, I'll take the shot. Days is a firster, your top selection. 21% is Brittany. So, that's like on a kind of maybe a little bit of the lighter side of some of her stats with the 2-year-old maiden special weight firsters on the dirt. Second Dam did win her first 2 starts with a 77-75 good numbers. Mare was unraced. This is her first full, so a lot of question marks. Work pattern looks good, looks steady. You tab the toe, she's going to take some money for this barn, but I have to look a little bit elsewhere because I think she's going to be a shorter price. And your 2-horse, didn't run too bad, I thought, at Colonial. A little sluggish from the gate, switched over, a little green, never got to that correct lead through the stretch, but churned on okay. Behind another Trombetta runner who I think is going to run Saturday or Sunday and get everything kind of discombobulated here. Keep an eye on You Make Me Charlie.
I love that. I love the 30-1 pick underneath. Nick's Notion, Robbie Bales, Toriaba. Good gallop out from Keith Fusel there. 8-4-6-2 in race number 7. Race number 8, we are back on the turf here in this maiden claiming 30,000, going a mile and 16th for the girls. 3, 4, and 5 scratches in the 1, 9, 11, 14, 15, the 13. does run here. Keith,
Yeah.
let's talk about your number 10 selection here as your top pick. And dropping lemons,
Yeah.
JD Acosta gets the call.
Yeah, dropping lemons. Yeah, with the 13 getting in, right? Incisive Kitten is in here. Maybe she'll apply some heat. But I tell you what, dropping lemons, first turf try, only turf try, I thought was good for Marici. Was claimed out of that race by Corrales. Never, let up. Pressed every step of the way, was dead game in between horses. Steps up here, stretches out, back to the turf. An improved number first off the claim from the prior dirt numbers. And look at this, Corrales last couple of years. 4 for 16, 25% second off the claim, 236 ROI. Other than the 13, I think if she's clear, she can be able to control things up front and go a long way. And maybe an okay price. The 12 audibly, yeah, is finally kind of getting it together. A bit of a laggard. Still doesn't have much early speed whatsoever, but she's bringing a little bit more of a sustained run through her last couple races. I like that. I think she's keying up. Comes out of a race with a next out winner. Independence Way, yes, first off the claim. Love Saga, here you go. Here's a little bit of a shot at a price. Sneaky value I've got written down for this one. Yeah, Sean McDermott struck the other day. I think it's 17 or 18 to 1 here. Best race, best figure ever was going from hurdles back to the flats. Got J-Rod, maybe a little bit of a story. There you go. There's a shot here. And then he ran against the right kind of horse, Crone and Darkpool Active. Yeah, at that kind of number, don't dismiss.
Absolutely. 10, 12, 5 at 3 for Keith Fusel there in race number 8. Race number 9, we are back on the dirt for our feature in here in this allowance optional 55, going a mile and 16th on the dirt. Scratch in the one of the coupled entries, Irish Exit, the 1. Scratch in the 2, Brilliant Ice. Our new rail horse is the 1A Accelerator for Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. Let's go ahead and talk about how this one kind of dominated at the Timonium effort last time out.
This was a big effort because Boss Logic, who's going to be back in here today for Kieran, was able to pop clear, and it looked like was able to control things. But Accelerator, who was floated out even, was 3 wide around the turns, floated out about 5 wide upper stretch, was dogged to the wire, never gave up, just wore that rival down. Now third off a lengthy break, spotted nicely here, right back for Ness. You know Bob Marco's probably going to go ahead and go. Boss Logic close enough, so Accelerator holding for him. He's shown the ability to sit a little further off the pace and make that run. I'll take him right back. Maybe you get a little bit better price now with the other one scratched.
I agree.
Vance Scholars, my old buddy, yes, back on Lasix here. A hiccup last time out. Has shown the ability to race from further back. I think he's going to have to do that today with a couple of these other ones in. He won't be super back, and we won't be back like Armando are.
Right.
I think we'll have the jump on that one. This is a quality, deeper field here. I'm not going to leave out Armando R. Again, I love the way he was relentless last time. Steps up against a little bit tougher field, but on the go back, yes, he can do this. Yes, he'll save ground. He'll work his way out through the stretch, and he just runs his own race. In his own race, I think is going to be good enough to be right there at the wire for Damon Dilladovico and Ronnie Cuneo.
1A, 3-4-7 there for Keith Fusel in race number 9. Let's go ahead to race number 10 in a maiden special weight. Short on the turf, second wire here for these 2-year-old fillies. Scratch in the 4, scratch in the 5. Keith, you go with the number 3 with the 3 on top. First time, Graham Motion, Georgie. Good enough half to, yeah, I definitely see it. I absolutely see it here, Keith.
The mare, 6 starters, 1 winner, and then 2 that run third. But this horse is a fool to Bobby's Wicked One.
Yep.
Really fast horse. And you look at some of the stats, we've been a little tough on motion with the firsters, but with this angle, the sprinters, turf, been okay. So I'm going to go with that. Spitestown, one of my favorite stallions of all time. Obviously can get you first out winner. And in Bobby's Wicked One, the lone turf had a hiccup, so you can toss that. But there's multiple turf winning sibs within this family. I think this one's going to be ready to go with Georgie Ruiz. That's a really good team, Motion and Ruiz.
Yes.
When you know, yes, have to Kiss by Fire. We saw that one take a lot of play. The Peter Yurton horse didn't run extremely well, I don't think, but showed some quality turf sprints. So look for this one to be ready to go for Brittany Russell. First time out. I know we're running a little short on time, 3-6-11. I'll touch on my man Justin Nixon here with Gem Runner. A half to chrome-plated heart out of that race where you heard us talk about It's a Monstramation. That was a good effort for this one in debut at Timoni. But chrome-plated heart, yes, topped at a 77. sprinting. So I'll go 3, 6, 11, 1 to 1 by a stallion. All they do is win by Vacoma. 27% with the first-time starters. Good family. 4 debut winners in this family. So
thank you, Keith, so much.
Let's
go ahead and touch on your value plays that you have underneath, which I do love. Let's talk about my next girl, Robbie Bales, Tori Alba, in race number 6 underneath. Love that.
It's just her improvement. Turf, dirt. It doesn't matter to me. The last couple months, last 4 or 5 races, she's figured everything out. And she was a little bit more tactical in the dirt than last time than I give her credit for. And you look at the 2-back race. I believe it was the 2-back race on the turf. Caught wide with no flow. I think she's going to get a little bit more pace to run at today and have a chance to save some more ground, which is going to enhance that run at a big number.
The other one I love is at a 20 to 1 price in race number 8 in Love Saga for Sean McDermott. Jaime Rodriguez gets the call here today.
Best number on the grass was going from the hurdles back to the flats. Don't worry about it with this guy. You know, that doesn't bother me whatsoever.
He hits so well. Wanted to touch on a couple of Maryland breds. Now, we're going way back, but per Maryland Thoroughbred, just the Maryland Thoroughbred Association, wanted to touch on the 2 Michael Trombetta horses that have done well at Colonial. Let's talk about Skies Not Falling. Of course, it dominated the mile in 16th. Burt Allen winning by 3 lengths in gate to wire fashion, Keith. The third time, 34 start career. He runs so well at Colonial, but then 1 race later, 5-year-old Hollywood Walk won the next race for Michael Trombetta. So Maryland breds kind of dueling it up.
Both are Larry Johnson, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and Trombetta looked like he had a great summer down there. Every time I looked up, it looked like I saw those colors going by the wire, maybe a live oak horse. But no, that's awesome. The Maryland breds, we're fine. I mean, our product, what we're putting out, is good. We got the sale coming up, the yearling sale, right? You're gonna have a chance. So if you're kind of looking to get into the game, get over to Timonium for the Fasig-Tipton sale. Was that October 1st?
Yes.
Find yourself a Maryland bred. Support the program.
There we go. Thank you so much, Keith, for joining us here this morning. Welcome back from Del Mar, and we will see you guys in the afternoon. 24 minutes to that first post.
All right. Good luck.